You need to manifest what you want in life or what you deeply desire, most deeply desire. Why is that? Why do it feels kind of too good to be true? That seems kind of, even almost self-centered or just convenient, right? Oh, of course, I need to manifest what I want. Why? Well, because what you desire is pointing to an area of your life that is imbalanced, that needs balancing. The reason why you desire something is because in that area there is imbalance and that needs to be balanced somehow. Let me explain. So say you desire lots of money. If you desire lots of money, that means that there is an imbalance in your relationship with money or abundance in a material sense. But manifesting on earth, it's financial, but it's related to resources, abundance, means, your ability to acquire things that you need for your material means, maintenance of the body and of your material, external, tangible, palpable life. So yeah, you need a bunch of money. That means that there's balancing that needs to be there. So the desire is pointing you saying, hey, you need to acquire this or you need to heal your relationship with this. And so that can manifest as either actually going inside of yourself and healing and balancing that energy internally, and then that will be reflected externally in some way, shape, or form, okay? Or let's say relationships. You desire love. You desire a romantic relationship, a partnership, a companion. That's pointing to the fact that there is balancing there. That means that you must balance the polarities, the inner polarities, usually the masculine and the feminine polarities internally. Whether you're a woman or a man, it depends on what the balancing is happening, but neither here nor there. You have to balance that gendered energy internally. Also need to learn how to self-love and love yourself, and also love and appreciate other people, because it goes, it's a reflection. The way you treat yourself, you treat others. The way you treat others, you treat yourself. It's a very simple concept. So if you're desiring a relationship, that means that there's balancing that needs to happen there. And so the desire to acquire a relationship is pointing to that thing. Now, the flip side, or the part that appears to be a paradox, but there's really truly no paradoxes. Everything is logically coherent and consistent. It just appears to be a paradox because of our finite perspective. What appears to be the paradox here is that actually the thing you desire comes after the balancing happens in a healthy way. It manifests in a healthy way. I mean, you might get money, right? But that money might end up destroying you. You might get too much money and it doesn't fulfill you in the way that you think, and so then you have to transcend it. Or you might get a relationship, but it's a toxic relationship that forces you to heal the aspects of yourself that were keeping you single in the first place. So getting the external thing, don't get it twisted. It's not saying that you just need to get the external thing and then you check a box and then automatically the energy is balanced. No, the balancing energy comes first and then the external thing in the proper form manifests or comes into your life. So this is all about doing the internal work and then having that be reflected externally. But the desire for that thing in the external world, the money, the status, the career success, the relationships, whatever it may be, the proficiency or something in a particular field, right, or particular expertise, that comes after the balancing internally. But looking at what you truly most deepest desire, the things, the desires, the things that you want in life that take up the most mental space, that take up the most thoughts, that is pointing you to what area of life needs balancing. And we have different areas of our life, right? You have self-development, you have finances, you have certain skills, social skills. If you want a friend group or community, you want status, you want power, you want authority, you want, I think I've said partnership a million times, but usually the main three things would probably be, power, money, relationships, romantic relationships, right? Or social proficiency, social ability, social skills. Those are usually the main things that people usually desire just on a surface level. But there's also, there's infinite things for us humans to desire on this planet. Even though it's a finite space, there is infinite possibilities that can manifest, infinite logical possibilities. So observing, okay, what do you most deeply desire, and how you understand what you most deeply desire is what elicits the deepest, strongest emotional reaction, and what's taking up your most of your mental bandwidth. And through that, you will say, okay, that's what needs to be, that energy in that area of life needs to be balanced the most. And usually is what I would recommend focusing on first, because you want to focus on the things that are causing the most trouble or taking up the most energy, because then you can affect more of your life, right? So if your mind is being taken, or mine is being filled with thoughts of relationship or desire for a healthy, loving relationship. Even if you're already in a relationship, but if your mind's like, oh, well, I want this type of relationship, but I'm not getting it, whether it's because you're single or you're in a relationship that isn't congruent with the vision or the thing you truly desire, well, then you start looking inside yourself to see, okay, what aspects of myself have an unhealthy relationship with myself, or what aspects of myself are attracting negative relationships or toxic relationships, or being single and not attracting a partner, or repelling partnerships, or believing that I don't deserve or align with a relationship, a healthy, loving, romantic relationship. And that's just a simple thing. And then you go to finances, then you go to career, whatever it may be. But you always want to start with the most powerful, energetically polarized imbalances in your life. Okay? Which is very easy for us because, again, it's the thing we're most obsessed about. If you had one wish, right? You can really tell yourself what you're truly desiring, what truly needs the most balancing just by having a wish and saying, okay, if I could wish for anything for myself personally, this is a selfish wish, by the way, because again, you're looking at your personal desire. So not like I would do world peace or something like that. No. It would be if I could give myself something, if it was relationships, money, material success, power, authority, certain skills, right? Friendships, a social circle, whatever it may be, what would it be? And you just naturally ask yourself that and you be honest with yourself. That can be difficult, but you be honest with yourself and you say, oh shit, the thing I want most is this. And then, okay, well, that's showing where I need to manifest that thing in my life. But the way you manifest it is not just by looking to get it on the external world, as you go internally to heal the parts of yourself that are repelling or distorting the capacity to manifest that thing. And then that thing will naturally come into your life effortlessly. Hopefully that makes sense. So this is not about saying, oh, I need to manifest something by chasing it externally or by ignoring the internal blocks, the internal wounds or the trauma that is fractured me internally that is blocking me from getting that thing. No, you do the inner work and then that is aligned with the external thing that you believe that you desire, when it's really just a balancing in that area. That's what we really want, we really desire, is balancing the energy in the area of a life that we think we want to attract or manifest in that area. Okay? So it's very simple, difficult to implement and to do in practice, but a simple concept to truly understand, right? Or even, I even mentioned this, healthy living or looking a certain way, right? So being more attractive or things like that. That's another example that I forgot that is usually, pretty common, right? Money, relationships, health, vanity, aesthetics, social ability, social success, career success, authority, right? So these are the things that are most common, right? So internal balancing, internal healing, but that the desires you have can point you in the proper direction of what needs the most healing. So that's why you need to manifest what you want. And you manifest what you want by going and doing the internal work, by reorganizing and reorienting your perspective, your identity, and raising your vibration to align with the reality that has manifested already that lifestyle or that thing that you desire most in life. Okay, and if you want help doing that, to do the inner work, to tune your frequency and to heal the aspects, more specifically to heal the aspects of yourself that are incongruent with the thing that you most desire to manifest, or to balance the energies internally to effortlessly manifest the things that you want in life, I have a transformation guide you can get down below in the description at amirthealchemist.com. I'm also starting a community so we can all start talking and exchanging ideas and connecting with each other, because right now, I believe that community is most important. We're becoming more desensitized, we're becoming more isolated, and the antithesis to suffering is connection and unity and community. So please join the tribe, please join the oasis, and start working on yourself internally to manifest what you need and desire externally. Aho.